Hey there, welcome back. So in this video we'll start building the dashboard page. Okay, you see here, this is the screen that we are going to build in this video. For this video we'll try to build the first part here, create a new studio, and also the content you're seeing inside this dotted box, that we'll try to accomplish in this video. Okay, so let's go and start creating our dashboard page. So let's go to the pages section. Okay, and create a new file called dashboard.tsx. Okay, yeah, so we have named the component as dashboard. Okay, so let me find, so export default function dashboard. Okay, fine. So the spelling mistake. Yeah, so let's name the component name as dashboard, and here first let's return just some content saying that it is a dashboard page. Okay, so for that what we'll do, as we have written a page container wrapper for all the pages, so we'll use that, and inside, and we'll wrap the content. For the first thing you saw, we'll wrap inside the box from using ChakraUI component. Okay, and also heading inside this, I'll use the heading. Okay, and make it act as a h2 tag of a HTML element, and give some margin bottom as 4. Okay, and font weight, we'll make this as a semi bold, as it's kind of like heading. Okay, and font size will make little larger, that is 2 times XL. Okay, yeah, and the title for this was create a new studio. Okay, create a new studio, and now let's go and check the dashboard page. Okay, so I'm heading back, and this is our application. Okay, so if I use /dashboard, it should take us to the page that we have just created. Okay, you see here, create a new studio. Fine. Now we'll start building the below component, that is this one. So drag and drop and click to upload functionality. This is where the user can upload his respective images. Okay, before even that, you see here, this dashboard page should not be universally accessible to any user. This should be accessible only if the user has provided his login credentials, right? So now we are able to access it. So we'll restrict that first by creating a server-side props function. Okay, in the same page. So let's go back to the dashboard.tsx file, and here let's write that. Okay, so export async and function, that is get server side props, and here the input for this would be the context of type get server side props context. Okay, and we will take session using get session from next auth react function. Okay, and params we pass is context.request, and now in this, if there is no value in the session, then we will redirect the user to the login page, asking him to please provide the login credentials before you are trying to access this dashboard page. Okay, so this is what we'll redirect to the user, and we'll provide here the destination, to login. Okay, and props will not pass anything. Okay, and finally we will If session is not null, then we will just return the props. Okay, yeah. So now let's go back to the browser and check, okay, if you're able to access the dashboard page or not. So going back, okay, so I will refresh now. You see here it has redirected us to the login page since we are not logged in. Okay, so now let's go and try to log into our application. So go back to mail, and okay, so let me click on, okay, since the redirected link we provided was prompt, so we'll go ahead and change that to dashboard page which we have just created. So here I will give here instead of prompts the dashboard. Yeah, so now let's go back once again. Let's do the login. Let's go to the Gmail inbox, and you see here, yeah, now it has redirected us to the dashboard page. Fine. So now we are done with restricting the dashboard page to only authenticated users. Now we will create the new component, okay, for that drag and drop of images. So let's create a new folder inside the component section and name that as a dashboard. Okay, so it which signifies that components that are related to dashboard page will be residing in this folder. Okay, so let's name this as dashboard and name the component name as uploader. So because this is where the user will be uploading his images, so uploader.tsx. okay, fine. So now in this we'll start creating a uploader component. So let's name this as the same uploader. Okay, so here input params for now will keep nothing. Okay, so the functionality part and handling all APIs and uploading it to the S3 bucket and storing the respective URLs in our database we'll handle in the upcoming video, but for now we will focus on designing part in this video. Okay, fine. So for that so there is a drag and drop functionality for that this section. So what we will be using is this react drop zone. So this is a very popular library in order to upload any files using drag and drop method. So we'll be using this dependency. So first I'm going to install this. So let me copy this and go back to our code. Okay, and install this react drop zone. So if you go to package.json file, we should see drop zone is installed, so that now we can use this library. Fine. So we'll head back to the uploader file. Fine. So in this first there is, see clearly the usage of how to use the their respective hooks, like use drop zone, and also what are the customizing properties that we can pass to this hook are clearly mentioned in its documentation. You can go ahead and refer this documentation. Okay, fine. So now I will directly start using that use drop zone hook. Okay, so in this we are going to return get root props and get input props, and we are making use of use drop zone. Okay, fine. So here the first we will give properties to the accept attribute. Here we will accept only if it's of type image PNG. Okay, so this accepts of extension PNGs, and again we will specify JPEG as well. So only these two types we will accept in our drag and drop section. Okay, fine. So the extension here is JPEG or JPG. Okay, fine. And that is the type we are accepting. And next, the max size of the image that we are restricting it to, we will restrict it to the 10 MB. Okay, so yeah, so this is nothing but fine. And next, okay, and the next is on drop. Callback functions are there in for this hook, that is on drop rejected. If drop is rejected, okay, so we will set error messages here. So what we'll do, we will define a new variable to keep track of the error messages that we encountered. So for that I am going to use the useState hook. Okay, so the variable name that I'll be naming it as the error messages, and set error messages. Okay, and we are going to use the useState, and this would be of type string array. Okay, okay, and initially I'll make this as empty. Fine. So yeah, so we encountered here on rejected some errors. So initially whatever previous error messages are there, we will make it as empty. Okay, and then use the messages object. Okay, this, the key would be of type string, and the value would be of type string. So initially empty object or dictionary kind of. Okay, now we will iterate through this events loop. Okay, and identify each event and go to the errors property of this event. Okay, and loop through this for each whatever error is encountered, we are going to keep track in our messages object which we have just declared above. Okay, and store error code and also the message. And once we have all errors stored in this messages object, we will, okay, just a second, this is errors property. Okay, we will push it to our set error messages. Okay, so set error messages, and we are going to iterate through that above object. Okay, of messages, and store all values present at each key of that messages object. Okay, so this is how we are going to capture the error messages if encountered. Next, the other function, that is on drop. So once the images are dropped in the location, how are we reacting on this action? So this is callback function. So we will name this as accepted files. Okay, and here we will check if the files length and accepted files length are greater than whatever the limit we keep to the max files that we are intaking. So for now what we'll do, we will define one const variable which says the max files that we are accepting as some number. So let's say that as max files variables. Okay, make this as all caps. For now we will restrict only 25 files that user can upload. Okay, so here what we'll do, we will check here the files. Okay, and here we will define one more array which keeps tracks of number of files the user has uploaded. Okay, so here we will have to define the type of that file. So we will declare one type. So let's name this as file preview. Make this as a type file or blob, and also add extra property of a preview of type string. So now we're going to create one more variables named as files and callback function set files. This would be, again, will make use of use state hook, and this would store of type file preview arrays of file preview objects. So initially we'll make this as empty. Okay, here the check what we will do here is if files dot length, okay, and whatever the accepted files length is there, if this combination exceeds the max files, we will show the error toast message. Okay, so we'll make here use of the toast. Okay, so let me import toast from first. Let's define one variable to use the use toast hook. Okay, so this is from ChakraUI React. Okay, fine. So now we can use this toast variable here. So toast, and in this we will specify the title and all attributes of this hook. Okay, so here we will mention the error message saying that you can't upload more than the max files that we are restricting to. So this is the message that will be showing, and for how long this toast should be showcased, for 3 seconds, let's say. Okay, and is closable, yes, we'll make this user can close. And position, where should we show? So I would make this as top right. And status, this would be of type error. Okay, fine. So if not, if the length is within the range that we have specified, so we'll go to the else block. Okay, and in this we will set error message to empty array, and we'll set the files whatever the user has uploaded. So here we will spread the whatever contents there in the files, and also the accepted files. Will map each file name, and here, okay, so I have to create one utility function to create a kind of preview image or blob URL that user has uploaded, so that we have to showcase that uploaded image in the beneath that box section. So for that, what I will do is I'll go to the util section. So here I'll create a new file called upload.ts, and here I'll create one utility function, kind of like create a preview media URL, and that we'll use in this uploader.txx file. Okay, so let's name this as upload.tx. Okay, and here I'll name this as create preview media, and input param that it will receive is media of type file or blob. Okay, and what we will assign for this media the preview URL. Okay, so URL dot create object URL by making use of that media input attribute. Okay, fine. So this would assign a preview URL for each image the user has uploaded, and now we are going to use that in this uploader.txx file. So here I will make use of that create preview media and pass here the file for that. What this does is for this for each object it will assign the preview URL for the property preview. Okay, so that we can use that URL to showcase the temporary files that user has uploaded. Fine. Okay, this is the functionality of use dropzone hook from React dropzone library. Fine, so that is we have completed. Okay, and for now what we will try to render that design. Okay, so we will wrap all things in our box component. Okay, and here so what we will do is we will define one more variable, kind of like keeping track of the state of the images, kind of, let's say, like, not uploaded, okay, uploading and uploaded. So this status is to keep track whether the images that user has uploaded, did we put them to our remote storage S3 bucket or not. Okay, so for that I will define one variable. Let's name that as kind of like let's name this as upload state. Okay, yeah, so we'll have the values for this as like not uploaded. Okay, and the logic to upload to S3 bucket and all will handle in the upcoming video, but for now we'll define the states of that. Okay, so uploading and finally uploaded. Okay, fine. So now here, based on that so what we will define, we'll define one more hook to keep track of that current upload current state. Okay, so let's name that as a variable as upload state. Okay, and callback function name will name this as set upload state, and this would be of type the T upload state, and by default we will make this as a not uploaded. Okay, fine. So here while rendering, first we'll assume that it is not uploaded. Okay, so here based we'll check if upload state is equals to not uploaded, then we will render this respective styling. Okay, so again I will wrap this inside the center component. Okay, and here we'll give the properties for this. On hovering, background color we will make this as white alpha 800. Okay, the color of hovering. Okay, and the transition will make it as all and 0.2 seconds duration. Okay, and background color again I'll make this as a white alpha, but this time a little lighter. Okay, and cursor will make it as act as a pointer, and give border radius for this. Border radius I'll give extra large, and a border, so it has to be dashed lines, so it give 1 pixel and make this as a dashed, and the color of that would be gray. Okay, and here padding in all directions 10, and flex direction will make this as a column. Okay, and we will inherit all the get input prompts from that drop zone React library. Okay, React drop zone library. Okay, and class name here is drop zone. Okay, yeah, so this is it. So now if you go and check, if we check now, Let me refresh this. So you don't see anything. Okay, so because we have not added anything inside this center tab. Okay, so let me hold. We have not seen anything because we have not made use of this uploader component inside the dashboard page. So we'll make use of this component inside the dashboard page. So let me first export this component. Okay, so that is export default uploader. Okay, and go back to our dashboard page and make use of that here. So after this heading I will make use of that uploader component. Okay, so let's name this uploader. Okay, and now check in our browser. So let me refresh this. Okay, we are not seeing anything. Fine. Fine, let's check by adding some content inside this center, like let's say like I am uploader. Okay, so now go back. Okay, ideally it should show, but I think I made some mistakes, so let me check that. Hopefully not again the same mistake. Okay, let's check at least if I'm able to render. Okay, the content is working, but that component is not working. So okay, fine. So we'll stop for now here, and I will check out what the issue was and let you guys know. Thank you for watching this video.